modelrockets.us 12-inch parachute assembly. In the parachute bag, you have one folded parachute, a shroud line, and tape discs. There are 6 individual tape discs on this strip. First step is we're going to cut out the parachute. Take scissors and cut along the dotted line at the edge of the printed parachute. There are 6 sides to the parachute. Now that the parachute is cut out, we're going to apply the tape disc to each of the locations around the perimeter of the parachute, where it's indicated by the drawing on the edge. Peel back each tape disc and apply it right over the circle drawn on the parachute. Now take a toothpick and punch through the holes in the tape discs. In 6 places, right in the center. The shroud line is one long piece that we need to divide into 3 pieces. Unravel the shroud line, make sure that it's not tangled, and then grab each end. Put each end in the opposite finger of your hands, like this. See, they're crossed over, and then put your fingers on the inside of the loop and pull and stretch it out until you have 3 equal lengths. Take one end where the 3 lengths are and cut them all the same length. Then, while holding them on that end, string the shroud lines through your fingers, making sure that they stay together until you get to the other end, and then clip off the ends of the shroud lines to make them equal length. And now we have 3 equal length shroud lines. Take one end of one shroud line and put it through the hole you punched in the tape disc of the parachute. And tie a knot twice. Make sure the knots are secure. Do not pull too hard or you can pull it out of the parachute. Take the next tape disc right next to the one you just tied and tie the other end of the same shock cord through. Pass it through and tie again 2 knots. Pull the knot tight and check to see if it's secure by holding the string. Do not pull it out of the parachute. Take another shroud line and go right next to the one that you just tied. You have one shroud loop to two tape discs side by side. Now we're going to make another loop to these two. So we'll start with this one. We'll tie a double knot again. Checking to make sure it's tight. And then the next one with this second shroud line. And again a double knot. Check to make sure the knot is tight. The third shroud line, now that we have 2 separate loops of shroud lines, we'll make the last loop. Take the last shroud line and tie it next to the one you just finished. Tie a double knot. Pull it, make sure it's secure. And then right next to it on the final tape disc, without a shroud line, pass it through and do this again. A double knot. Pull it tight. Do not pull too hard, you pull through the parachute. Now we have 3 loops of shroud lines, 3 separate loops of shroud lines. To get the parachute to be equal length, when the shroud lines are pulled tight while it's during flying and recovery, the best way is to fold your parachute in half and fold it in a quarter. And then bring the shroud lines and match them up so they're all approximately on top of each other in the same place, with the center of the parachute at this peak. Now we can just pull the shroud lines, pull them all to the same length. And you should see we have 3 loops here, and they're all about the same length. But if we tie a knot here while we're holding it, we can make sure the shroud lines are all the same length. Now when we pull the parachute and during recovery, the chute will open up correctly and all the shroud lines are the proper length. That's parachute assembly.